End of life planning is important. So, no matter where one lives, but more so when one lives outside of one's country of origin. Enter the 24-Hour Association, a nonprofit organization founded by expats for expats that has been providing end of life services in San Miguel for over 60 years. It's called the 24-Hour Association because it used to be that burials had to be done within 24 hours of death. Here to share details with us today is the 24-Hour Association Executive Director, Gina Giampaoli. Gina grew up in San Miguel and earned a Bachelor's of Art degree in Corporate Communications in Mexico before earning a Master's of Education degree in Interdisciplinary Studies in the United States. Her experience includes being a university faculty member in the Department of Foreign Languages and Literature in the U.S., reaching all levels of Spanish as a second language, intercultural communication, and Spanish through theater. Gina is best known locally as an active member of San Miguel's Play Readers. She has been the executive director of the 24-Hour Association for 7 years. Please help me welcome Gina to the podium today. Sure.
Hello, everybody. Buenos dias. And thank you for having me. Um, I've known not very much about the Rotary Club, but I want to acknowledge you and tell you that I really appreciate what you all do. And I want to congratulate you for having the time and finding the love to do what you do and all the goodness that you spread. So I applaud you and thank you for being here. Well, Joe already gave a background about myself, so I'm going to skip that. And I'm going to go right into what the 24-Hour Association, again, I'm the executive director of this worthy organization that has been around for 60 years now. Yes, in that direction. Diego said that I could go anywhere. Anyway, it's working, but yeah, if it doesn't work, I'll do that in that direction. So, what we do is funeral services for expats in San Miguel. All of our members are expats. It's not only US citizens, it's also Canadians. We have members from all over the world, but usually, most of us or most of the members are US citizens and Canadians. It was an organization, or it is an organization created by expats for expats because you live in Mexico, you don't have someone to take care of your end of life services. It's very difficult to navigate, especially if you're all by yourself. Even if you have somebody with you, it is difficult because you're navigating a different culture and Spanish, if Spanish is not your first language, obviously. Um, So just so you know, we also have a section of the cemetery, the Panteón de Guadalupe on Salida Celaya, if you know where it is located, is past the Hotel Real de Minas, is the municipal pantheon. Inside of the pantheon, we, the 24-Hour Association, have a lot that was given to us as an exchange, and this was 60 years ago. The exchange between the 24-Hour Association and the municipal government was that we would build, I'm saying we because I'm part of the association, but back then I wasn't even born, but the association built the wall around the Panteón de Guadalupe in exchange of a section of the Pantheon to become part of the 24-Hour Association. And that's where we have our members buried or their ashes deposited. Not all of our members have to be there. A lot of our members don't request to be buried. And just so you know, we have 880 some members now. Funeral services for expats living in oops, sorry, I'm going back. That's the entrance to our section of the Pantheon. So if you walk in and you walk the long corridor and pass the little chapel in the middle of the walkway. Right around it, to your left, is the entrance, and we have our sign there. It's open to the public. It's open to everybody, so you can go in and take a look if you ever feel like visiting. And those are the some photos of the inside of our section of the Panteon. So the services that we offer is first, cremation is our basic service. To become a member, you don't have to pay any extra. It's just a service that you request. And we have four different services. The basic would be cremation with ashes delivered in an urn, and we only charge in pesos. So the payment is done. You can pay the process you'll see, but it's all pesos. You can pay with a credit card, doesn't matter where it's from, but it's converted into pesos. 19,400 pesos. And it includes all the services. You'll see what the services are. But the next one would be cremation in a niche, if you want to have your ashes deposited in a niche in our section of the Panteon. And it includes the urn, plaque, and perpetual care. You might be asking what perpetual care means. It means that you don't have to pay as for having your ashes or your remains in the Panteon. Outside of the Panteon, which is the general area, or in other municipal graveyards, you're supposed to pay, well, you're not supposed to pay, you have to pay what is called a quinquenio. Quinquenio is every 5 years to ensure that your remains are there. If nobody pays for the quinquenio, then your body is exhumed or your ashes are taken out and then deposited in a common grave. With us, you don't have that. The perpetual care is already included in the service. And so that's for the ashes in an urn, and that's 26,800 pesos. And those are some of the niches. We have a new section also of niches that we built. We need to build more because we have more people joining the association. Again, I think we mentioned that it's a nonprofit organization, so it's not for profit like other services in town. The third service is casket in a crypt, 32,200 pesos, which means the casket is not buried underground, but is placed in a crypt above ground. And it includes the casket, the crypt, the plaque, and perpetual care. And those are two of, if you see, those are the crypts. That's an empty one. But that's what the crypts look like. These originally, back in the day, because cremation wasn't popular, they were all crypts, all of these, but then they were transformed into nichos for the ashes because people started asking for cremations. Burial and grave is the fourth and last service, and that's 33,500 pesos. It includes the casket, the plot, internment, the headstone, and perpetual care. And as you can see, those are the burial sites. We don't have very many left, actually, just FYI. But not, I mean, it's good to know, right? The funeral home that we've been working with, it's Inhumaciones Lopez. They were founded in 1945. It's a funeral home that we've been working with all along, 60 years now. And they are located, you'll all know if you walk to Bonanza, they're right next to Bonanza, well, 2 doors down. And they're the ones that have all the candles outside. That's the funeral home we work with. And they're a wonderful family that I know them since I was a kid, actually. Um, all the services include the collection of the body, includes the Mexican death certificate. I myself go to the registrar and obtain the Mexican death certificate, and we deliver, or actually the funeral home delivers the ashes, if that's what was requested, ashes delivered to the next of kin or the person that is indicated in the application form, along with a Mexican death certificate. And we also get all the permits obtained as well, because you need to get a permit for cremation or a permit for burial or also for transportation. It depends. Um, Diego, can I see the website, please? Just so you see what our website, when if you decide to become a member of the association or apply for our services, you'd go to our page and apply for services is right there. You can see all about the association. The webpage is very comprehensive, and you would go through the steps to apply. There's the first step, and you click on the online membership application form. You fill it out. Once you submit it, you get a copy with for your own documents for your own yes for your my words just left my head, but for your own documents, yes. You fill out, then you upload a copy of your passport and your residency card for us to have in your file. Very important to have that. And then the third step is clicking on the service that you want. Um, you can click on, the cremation service. It takes you to a page to make the payment, or the cremation in a niche, or the casket and crypt. Right now, the burial and grave is not available because we only have two spaces available for graves, and we're holding on to them until we can find more spaces the in the cemetery itself. And what I was going to say about the form, in case you were wondering what we ask for the application form, we can't go farther than the first question because it'll ask you for specific information, and if you don't fill it out, it won't let you go forward. Just so you know, is your name, your address, your date of birth, your nationality as it shows in your passport, the two contacts that you want us to have in the application that I would be calling at the time of your death. The name of your doctor is very important to have the number and the name of your physician. That way we can contact them and obtain the certificate of death. Um, Also, the notes section tells us exactly what you want us to do, if you want your ashes shipped to the States or Canada or abroad, because we also can do that. Actually, the funeral home can do that through Zumalo, which is a service, a shipping service here in San Miguel. Um, that is not included in the payment, of course. That's an additional payment if you decide to have that service included. So you complete the online payment, you submit a copy of your passport, and you pay online with a debit or credit card. There's only one-time fee. You're wondering, well, how do you do it? Because in the future, services go up, and they do. Every year, the services go up. Our funeral home raises prices, and we need to adjust the pricing. We have we our the money that you give us is put into an investment, and so your money grows, or the money in itself grows to cover all of the services for the future. So we're never lacking in funds. So we're standing fine, as it means to cover all of our members, and of course pay all of the other administrative fees and me and the treasurer, et cetera, et cetera. But we're above ground. We're in good shape. Just so you know, you're not wondering like, well, I only paid $500 10 years ago or 15 years ago, and the price now for burial is twice as much. It's covered. All members received two membership cards and instructions in English and in Spanish. So when you become a member, you get your cards. You keep one with you at all times, and the other one you keep in a place where you can see it at home, where anybody would need to see the information of what to do next when they find you or when they find our member. And also, I have the instructions in English and in Spanish. Spanish, especially for the workers or the friends who are Spanish speakers and they need to know about the prepaid service that their members have and what to do next. It's very important. I always tell our members, if you are hospitalized for anything, make sure that they know that you're a member of the association and you have your card so they can call us if anything should happen. There have been instances where um, people freak out and they don't know what to do and they call the police. And the person died of a natural Natural cause. Well, you just involved the police and you made it very difficult for me to get involved and get your body out of the coroner's office because that's what usually happens. And there is an investigation that is involved, and family has to be brought in to get the person's body out of the coroner's office. So our members always know that they have to call us first. Obviously, if the person, God forbid, the person is killed, it's a violent death, then obviously you call the police and that's different. But usually that doesn't happen very often. So upon death, what happens? A phone call to the emergency number initiates the process. I am the one who carries that emergency phone. Right now, it's not. It's connected to the funeral home because I'm not going to answer it right now because I'm talking to you. So the call, if anybody would die at this moment, they will call the funeral home and they would take care of the service. They know what to do. They just say this is a member of the 24-hour association, and they know exactly what to do. Then they contact me and tell me, Gina, we got this member who died, and then I tell them, well, this is what they paid, this is what's going on, and then I go um, to the registrar's office. Actually, I'm going today after here because we had a member pass away yesterday, and I will be obtaining the certificate of cremation and the certificate of death. So that's the process. The funeral home goes with me, and we obtain the permits, and they already have the body, and they're waiting for me to go to the registrar and take the body for cremation. And they obviously then will take the Mexican death certificate and the ashes to the survivor or the executor in the next 2 days, more or less, is what it takes. And I will in turn contact the family and or friends listed in the application to let them know that their family member passed and what's next. What's next? It depends of the citizenship of the person. For U.S. citizens, I send the next of kin or the executor the instructions on how to apply for the certificate in English. The U.S. Government, the Department of State, rather, through the Embassy of the United States in Mexico, issues what is the equivalent of a certificate of death in the United States. It's all done electronically. I give the instructions to that person, and they get the Mexican death certificate. They need to upload that um, well, not the website. They send it via email. But there is a constant communication between the embassy and the next of kin or the executor to obtain this document. It takes 4 to 6 weeks to process, and they receive the document via electronic mail that it can be either printed or emailed, forwarded to whatever banks or institutions need the document to close accounts or take care of any business in the United States. The Mexican certificate is not enough. It's not what is requested. They want something in English, and therefore we have what is called the CRODA. So your next of kin is the one that has to do this, apply for this document in order to take care of your assets in the United States, like closing accounts. It's called the eCRODA, and it stands for Electronic Consular Report of Death Abroad. And again, like I said, it's the equivalent of a U.S. certificate of death certificate in the United States. And so, like I said, I provide this information to the next of kin. And if they have any problems on doing the process or uploading documents or sending documents, I can assist with the process. But it has to be done through the next of kin or the executor directly with them. It's a very easy process. It's not complicated at all. And it's all done online. Nobody has to go to the embassy or the consulate in person. For Canadians, it's different. Canadians don't have to get the consular report of death abroad. And they will obtain information through me. about who to contact, and it's Service Canada. There is a website where Canadians go to obtain information that they'll need to report a death. But I don't know of any document like the e-CRODA for U.S. citizens. So like I said, I would email that instructions to the next of kin at the time that is required. And for more information or assistance, you can visit the website and click on the Contact Us tab or call me. There's my office number and my email, but I also brought business cards. So if you'd like to take one, I'll give them to you so you can contact me if you're interested in any other information. Again, we've been doing this for 60 years. I say I've been doing right now. I haven't 7 years, but I stand on the shoulders of 60 years of knowledge and history of the 24-Hour Association, and that's my spiel. I'll start in the first person who. Let me just have a sip of water, please.
Hola. So you said this is a association for expats. So what about Mexicans?
It's not for Mexicans because Mexicans have their families here in Mexico, and they don't have trouble speaking the language, and they don't have to. Usually Mexicans we have our families here with us, and so we take care of each other. But when we have foreigners, we need to get family from another country to get here. But yeah, we don't have the service for Mexicans.
So if they apply, a
Mhm.
Mexican apply, you will say no.
Well, if a Mexican is married to a foreigner and they both want to apply together, that's fine. But just for Mexicans, we can't because it was actually made, and tenemos una acta, no, that is made for foreigners in San Miguel. We would say, I'm sorry, we can't, we need our services for foreigners. Yes. hmm yes.
Was it e-quota? I can't remember.
E-Crota?
Right. So many financial institutions in the United States and places require, quote, an original. But will this suffice for those purposes if they get this?
The
And,
mhm.
and most of them will understand that this is a legal document.
Not everybody understands that that's a legal document, and they probably don't know about it because maybe many of their clients don't die in Mexico. But they might have to be educated about it. It is a legal document. It's like having the original, but sometimes, because they don't know about it, they prefer the Mexican certificate and they want to translate it, which you can do as well. You can have the Mexican death certificate translated by a perito traductor, which is a professional translator that has the certification, and there are several here in San Miguel.
So can you get multiple original copies of the Mexican death certificate?
The original Mexican death certificate that is included in the service is the long form, and it's a greenish document. That one you don't give to anybody. The family keeps that. You can get an additional certified copy, is what it's called, and it's a short form and it's black and white. It looks like a regular photocopy. And people didn't, at the beginning, wouldn't believe that that was a document that was accepted, but it is accepted and you can make as many copies as you want of that. But that's extra. You can always get an extra ones of those through us. You can ask for it. But no, you can't get the original death certificate to answer your question. Just one of the very original one, the green one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going in that direction and then I'll go, yeah, that way. But you're next. Yeah.
Let me just do a quick one.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a house in Minnesota. I'm up there visiting, and oops, I die.
Okay.
Can
Oops.
can he work with you and say, hey, I want to be cremated and niched here?
Well, okay, there are different situations for this, or different answers. If you die in Minnesota, we can refund you. But we refund our members who either die outside of San Miguel or, close by to the area. We've had members who die in Querétaro or Celaya because they died in a hospital, and we can take care of the service. just an additional fee for the funeral home to travel to get the body. But we do refund our members minus a 10% fee for administrative work. Or if you still want, say you have your niche here and you die elsewhere, you can be cremated elsewhere and brought your ashes and deposited your ashes here. We can do that if that's what you were thinking, more or less. Yes, go ahead.
Well, first, thank you for an excellent presentation.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
Assuming somebody passes away at home, how do you then confirm the death? Who does that?
Okay, so we receive the call and they tell me, what's your name?
My name?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's Hal Lawrence.
Hal. If they call me and say Hal Lawrence is a member of the association and we found him dead at home, and then we need to contact your doctor to go to your if you have a doctor to certify
If you
your
don't
death.
have a physician here,
If you don't have a physician here, the funeral home that Inhumaciones Lopez, they have their own physician that they can bring in to have the certification done. Yes.
thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going in that direction. Yes. Yes. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Your baseball cap. You have the Rotary baseball cap?
Oh.
Yes. Yes. I'm going like that. Yes.
Okay, I guess I have I have the mic. So, Gina, one quick question. We've been members for 15 years and been through a number of changes, addresses. I just got a new passport 3 weeks ago. Do we need to give you constant updates on what things do you need to be aware of?
Yes, I need to be updated every time there is something new in your address, or if you have a new passport or phone number or any of the information that I requested. Some of the information, because you've been members for such a long time, you probably gave me information or gave us information about your will or bank or who is your lawyer. We don't need that anymore. It's actually a very simpler form. And what you would do is, Diego, could we see the website again, please? And take it back to the main page. Okay, let's do update member information, please. Click on that. You would update your information here. And you will get a form. It's actually the same, very similar to when you apply, and it has all your name and address, and which is very helpful. Sometimes you don't need to update all of it, and if you just have like a phone number that you need to update, just email me and say, Gina, I just need to update this information, and I'll put it in your file. But if you change a substantial amount of information in your application, then do it online. You'll get a document for your own, a copy of your document, okay, for your files. So you can email me a copy of your passport. Who's next? Diana.
Hi, Gina. So
Hi.
nice to see you as always.
You too.
It was a benefit where in the past that you would bring the Mexican death certificate and the U.S. death certificate. What changed? It sounds more bureaucratic now.
It's not more, it's actually less, because the U.S. certificate, we used to apply for it. I used to go to the consulate and apply for it, but then I had to go back to the next of kin and say, well, now they are asking for a copy of your birth certificate, and I take it to the consulate. Well, now they need a copy of this document, and I would have to go back to the person again to say, now I need this copy of this. And it was back and forth. It was like a middle person, and now it's directly with them. And the embassy wants to work directly with the person. They don't want a third party intervening. I think I only have time for one more question. Okay.
Okay.
We don't offer green burials. No, we don't.
Okay.
What? Yeah, I can answer more questions in the cafe.
Gina, thank you so much. This has been very informative and just a small token of our appreciation as you drink your morning tea or coffee. But thank you. This has been very informative. And Gina will be happy to address any other questions you might have in the cafe afterwards. And